Alright, this is John Cola with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. And what I'm going to do for you guys today is show you guys the best, fastest, and easiest way to lose weight without exercise by literally drinking something that you could make and should be making in your kitchen each and every day, in my opinion. And what that simply is fresh vegetable juices, right? Made fresh in the juicer. Now, I want to go over real quick why juicing is so beneficial. I mean, I myself lost 30 pounds after I went on a fruit and vegetable based diet, including juicing. I mean, literally, if you think about it, right, juicing is so good because, number one, it provides you with hydration. What are fruits and vegetables, right? They're full of water content. Most fruits and vegetables are over 80 to 90% water content. This is nature's purified water without any kind of water filter, without any kind of plastic bottles, right? The plants absorbed the water through the ground, it filtered it, it added nutrition, and now it's all in there for you to enjoy. You know, in my opinion, you know, one of the causes for weight gain is basically fluid retention, and our bodies will retain fluid if we're not getting enough fluids in. So simply staying hydrated and, you know, with the living water that the vegetable and fruit juices provide, one of the best things. Number two reason why juicing is so good, it's going to give your body the nutrition it needs to thrive, right? People are eating these fast foods, packaged foods, white food products, white sugar, white flour, you know, things that have all the nutrients out of it. When's the last time you look at a nutrition facts on some junk food, right? It's like almost all zeros except for like the calories and the fats and the sodium, right? I want you guys to focus on the nutrients such as the, you know, vitamins and minerals, vitamin A, vitamin C, you know, beta carotene, you know, selenium, calcium, magnesium, all the different, you know, vitamins and minerals, but also phytonutrients and phytochemicals. And these are what our body really craves. You know, it's said in America we are overfed and undernourished, and that's because we're eating a lot of calories, foods that are high in calories, but foods that are low in nutrients. And the fruits and vegetables are the things that are the most nutrient dense on the planet. They have the most nutrients with the least amount of calories. That gets me into reason number three why juicing is so good. Because it has low calories, man. One of the big things that I see going on all the time is that people think to lose weight you gotta exercise. Well, you know, I agree that exercise is part of a healthy lifestyle and everybody should exercise. But I think the bigger problem is people eat too many calories and then they have to exercise to burn off the extra calories. So, you know, for me personally, I exercise a moderate amount. I'm not a super workout dude or anything like that. But I believe, and based on what I have seen, if you lower your calorie intake by eating low-calorie foods such as predominantly fruits and vegetables, get some exercise, right, and not eat the high-calorie foods, you're going to lose weight. I mean, it's pretty much a mathematical equation. Now, some people think a calorie is a calorie is a calorie, and in my opinion, calories are not all created equal. Fruit and vegetable calories by far blow away any other calories on earth. I mean, people think, oh, John, apples and fruits, they got sugar in them, right? That's going to make you fat. That's going to give you diabetes. Well, in my opinion, that's completely false. One of the cool things that's been just documented in the scientific journals lately is that there are properties, although there is sugar in the fruits, there are also phytonutrients in the fruits that block the absorption of the sugar. So you're not getting all the sugar from the fruits that you're eating, you're only getting a small percent. But the other thing we want to focus on is that we're getting massive amounts of phytonutrients and phytochemicals. You know, I'll be juicing just in a second some of these collard greens. Collard greens are in the brassica family of plants. The brassica family of plants, which include, you know, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, these kind of things have been shown to have basically cancer-fighting properties and different nutrients in it. So they are definitely really good for us. Now, another reason why juicing is so good, in my opinion, is because juicing, as you'll see in a minute, removes the fiber and is the easiest thing in the whole wide world to digest, right? If you think about it, we are nothing more or less than juice extractors. We eat food and out the front of us comes a liquid that we don't need, and the backside comes the solids. Now I'm not saying don't eat fiber, but I'm saying that juices are the easiest thing for your body to assimilate and absorb and get the nutrients from. It's my opinion, once again, that people that have extra weight on them are really undernourished, and their body's like latching on to every little thing coming in and holding on to it tightly. I'm not getting enough nutrition, I just got to store this. But when your body, you start flooding your body with nutrition, like the nutrients in the fruits and vegetables, your body's like, oh, I can relax now, I don't need to store any of this weight, I'm going to get rid of it because I'm getting all the nutrition my body requires. And you know, making it easy to absorb and digest is very important in this day and age, in this modern age where we eat all these foods that are highly processed and all this stuff. You know, I've seen that many people have digestive issues and don't digest food well. If you've eaten some food and you see it come out whole in the toilet, right, you're not digesting properly, and when you're not digesting properly, you're literally throwing money down the toilet in food, in the values of food, of the nutrition that you're not getting. Juicing breaks down the food to the easiest components so that our bodies can get the nutrition out of it, because that's why I'm eating, to get nutrients. Reason number 5 juicing is so good is because it's going to allow you to supersize the amount of fruits and vegetables that you can consume. If you're going to use a NutriBullet or a Ninja Blender or even a Vitamix or a Blendtec, you know, blending is not the same as juicing. When you blend 5 pounds of produce like we have here, you literally get 5 pounds of mush. And in general, you'd have to add extra water to the blender for it to work properly. And number 1, that contains a fiber which is harder for your body to digest. And number 2, that's a lot more material that now you'll have to consume. I don't know if my stomach could fit all this with all the fiber, but let me tell you, once I remove all the fiber in the juicer, I'll easily be able to get the nutrition, less the fiber, out of these 5 pounds of fruits and vegetables. And that's the beauty of juicing to me. Now I want to go ahead and do a weigh-in and then get into the juicing and share some more reasons why juicing is so beneficial and how easy it can be to start including fresh juices in your life. So first we're going to do the weigh-in. We got the scale here. We're going to go ahead and turn that baby on. As you guys can see, it's at 0. We're going to go ahead and put this on there. As you guys can see, it's about 3.5 pounds. We're going to go ahead and tear that out to 0. Take that off, and now we're going to go ahead and put on our luscious fruits and vegetables. As you guys can see, that's over 5 pounds right there. That's what we're going to juice today. That's what we're going to put through the juicer, and we're only going to get a fraction of that in a cup that I'll be able to juice and consume and get all the nutrients in me. I guess the next step is I want to introduce the juicer that I'll be using today. So today I'll be using the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. This is the juicer I recommend for you guys if you want to lose some weight. You know, one of the things I think about is that, you know, these fad diets, whether it's Jenny whatever or Weight Watchers or whatever, all these things, you know, they require you to keep buying their food, right? I just want you to buy fruits and vegetables. Even better yet, if you got a farm, grow your own, eat it, and you're gonna lose weight. There's nothing else to buy once you have invested in a juicer. And I want to encourage you guys, if you do invest in a juicer, because this is something you should do lifelong. You know, fruit and vegetable diet and fruit and vegetable juicing is not a fad. It's something that I want you to do day in, day out, right? Because if you do good habits, you know, good habits will pay you back in the future, right? By having the weight loss, having that body you want, having the energy you need to do everything you want to do in life, and more importantly, getting healthier at the same time. For those of you guys that are maybe not so sure about this, I want you guys to watch a video on Netflix. I know many of you guys have Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, you can watch it on Amazon.com, buy a DVD. It's actually called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. It's where this bloke from Australia came over, basically did a juice fast for 30 days, and lost a ton of weight and healed many of his ailments. Now, you know, the fact of the matter is clear. There are also research studies that say even just adding 1 juice a day, you will lose weight, right? In my opinion, the more juice that you include in your diet and the less of the other stuff, the more weight you're going to lose. So if you really want to lose weight fast, you know, go on a juice cleanse for 10 days. But after the juice cleanse, right, don't go back to eating all the junk, right? You want to keep up that juice cleanse at least once or twice a day, in my opinion. You know, once again, the more juices you can get into, the healthier you're going to be, you know. And I want to have you guys juice as much as you can. You know, I like to juice once every day on average. Sometimes I'll do 2 times a day, and it allows me to keep my trim and fit physique with minimal exercise. So to do juicing, you're going to need a juicer, not a blender. A juicer is an appliance that separates out the fiber from the juice, and it's the juice of the fiber that feeds you, is what Jay Kordich, formerly known as the Juice Man, taught me over 20 years ago now. And you know, I'm preaching the word of juice because it has helped me, and it's helped thousands of people that I've sold juicers to. I get constant feedback from people that write me in and say, John, thanks to your videos, you know, I started juicing and I've lost weight. John, thanks to your videos, I've started juicing and I'm over my health, I've healed from my health ailments. I mean, I've seen time and time again where juicing has helped so many people, and I'm confident that it can help you if you start doing it. But you know, you're not starting to do it if you're just still watching this video. You need to literally get the juicer, go out and buy fresh produce several times a week, and start doing it day in and day out to get the results, because I know you will get them. So the juicer that we're going to use today is called the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, and I'm a big fan of 2 things in juicers. Number one, a juicer that works very well and produces a high quality juice, and one that is very easy to use and easy to clean, because I know it's hard for you guys to use, hard for you guys to clean. You guys are simply not going to do it. That being said, you know, nothing in life comes easy, right? Opening a can of diet soda, in my opinion, is not going to allow you to lose weight, and that's very easy. Yeah, juicing, a little bit more complex, takes a little bit of time, but I want to let you guys know you are worth it. You can be a better person. You know, you have to invest the time. You know, what you put in is what you get out. Taking some time, 15 minutes, 30 minutes in the morning or in the evening to make a fresh juice, to make some juices, to put in bottles, to store in your fridge, to have for the next day or that upcoming day is definitely worth it, and you will get the payoff. You will feel better. And after you've done it for about a month, you're going to say, man, how come I didn't do this earlier? I'm serious. I get so many people tell me that all the time. So the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer sums up what I really like in a juicer. It makes juicing easy with a wide 3-inch feed chute, so it has a wide feed chute, but it's not like those wide feed chute juicers you might find at a department store. This is a slow juicer. It runs at 60 revolutions per minute. It's nice and slow. It's quiet. It produces a higher quality juice and more yield of things, especially like the leafy greens that are so important for me to juice. In addition, it also has a nice long 10-year warranty. Once again, you know, juicing is an investment, right? It's an investment in your guys' health, and when you buy a juicer, I want you guys to have a long warranty so that you will be covered. Don't buy a cheap juicer. It blows out in 3 months, and you got to buy a new one, right? If you buy the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, guaranteed for 10 years. This way you can make juicing an investment. You can start juicing to get the benefits you need. So yeah, that's why I like this. Slow juicer, wide feed chute, long warranty, and even better yet, they provide 3 cleaning brushes to make cleanup a snap. It takes me under 3 minutes to clean this thing right here. And more importantly, they include a really nice, full color, over 100-page recipe book with all different kinds of healthy recipes to get you on your way to health. I like to make up recipes on the fly, and you might want to duplicate this recipe that I'm making today because it tastes good, is real delicious, has lots of fruits and vegetables. But people get bored of the same thing, and you know, in this recipe book, it'll give you tons of ideas so that you can continue to juice day after day, year after year to feel better. So now, let's get into juicing. So first we're going to go ahead and share with you guys what I'll be juicing today. As you guys can see, we got the 5 pounds that we weighed out here. We got about 6 apples. I got some Granny Smith and some Braeburn apples. Then next going over there, we got 1 whole lemon. We got about 6 carrots right there. And we got 6 fresh picked collard greens out of my garden. Oh, and we can't forget the celery. The celery is making up the majority of this recipe. And celery is one of the foods that's rich in electrolytes. It also has so many different good minerals for you, and it also has a very neutral flavor. You know, there's people out there that make many different juice recipes, and especially if you get a juicer, I want you guys to make juices that taste good to you, because if it tastes horrible, you're not going to do it. You know, if you need to add more apples to make it a little bit more sweet, you know, take off a few leaves of the collard greens, you know, if it's tasting too strong. This is what really works for me, and this is what I really love and enjoy. I want to encourage you guys to do something like this as well. you know, mostly vegetables. You're right. It's literally impossible to gain weight on vegetable juices. Your stomach's just not big enough, right? And I would recommend using these juices as literally a meal substitute. So, you know, for me, if I want to lose weight, I would skip my breakfast, maybe drink water right when I woke up, get hydrated, number 2. Then I drink as much juice as I want, and on a daily basis, I personally drink about 32 to, I don't know, 56 ounces of the vegetable juice in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare some of this produce. We're going to go ahead and pre-cut our collard greens and celery so that we can then feed it into the juicer without hassle. Alright, so as you guys can see, we got all this stuff pre-cut. The next thing we're going to do is turn on the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, and we're just going to start feeding in, you know, and rotating in the different ingredients. So first we got some of the delicious collard greens right out of my garden. I do encourage you guys to grow your own food if you're interested in growing your own food, which literally makes juicing free, right? When you're growing the stuff you're juicing. You can learn more about that on my other YouTube channel, growingyourgreens.com. And we're going to basically just rotate the items we're putting in. Now we're just going to go ahead and drop in a carrot. Just the beauty of the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, literally, you just take the produce, drop it in there, right? And let the juicer do all the work. You don't got to sit there and push everything in. You just grab handfuls at a nice, you know, pace and juice it on up. I think I'm going to go ahead and maybe juice some more kale and celery and rotate through the rest of the items. Alright, so as you guys can see, I'm juicing it up in the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. I've juiced maybe almost half the produce. We're going to go ahead and dump in this whole lemon into the machine. And I want to show you guys this. Check it out. I mean, as you guys can see, out one side, we're getting the juice, the liquid gold. This is what is going to feed and nourish our bodies. Over on this side, we're getting all the pulp. And this pulp, let me go ahead and wring it out, man. Super dry. It can't even wring out any pulp. That's the reason why, like the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer does a really good job of getting the nutrients out into the juice so that you can get them into you. Now you may notice that I am using a little sieve here. You just get that at a department store, and I'm sieving off all the fiber. Now if you want some fiber in your juice, you could totally leave it in there if you're one of the people, oh, you need fiber in your diet. Well, though then absolutely you can actually just not use a strainer, drink the fibrous rich juice. I personally like my juice without the fiber, and actually I'm straining all the fiber out, and it's going to get fed to my little 7-pound min pin, who's a little doll. And yes, animals, they like their fresh juices also. So as you guys can see, it was super simple, super easy to juice in the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. Now I always recommend you guys end your juicing with something like a carrot, so we're just going to go ahead and drop a carrot in there. Let that get juiced up. The carrot's going to help push through all the other residues and leafy greens and celery and the apple that I had in there last, and it's going to juice it on up. Now once you put your last produce item into the slow juice, you're going to want to let it run a few more minutes to ensure all the juice drips out. Alright, so I think we're done juicing. We're going to go ahead and turn off this juicer. We're going to go ahead and put that spout cap down so we don't get drips. And we're going to go ahead and move this guy over. We're going to go ahead and shake down our pulp. Now this can make a little bit of pulp there that I do not want in my juice. Once again, this is going to go into my little doggy's dinner. He's going to love it. It's pre-digested for him, plus it's also still rather wet. We're just going to go ahead and put that to the side. And now what I want to do is show you guys, you know, we started out with 5 pounds of produce and we juiced it all, and what we're left with here is literally now only 3 pounds. So literally we took out 2 pounds of the fiber. Now we get all the beneficial nutrients out of the 3 pounds without the fiber. That's going to be much easier to get down, much easier to drink and enjoy. So how I like to do this is because I want you guys to supersize your juices, not supersize your fries, right? And we're going to go ahead and take the juice, pour it in this nice pitcher here. These pitchers available at your local department store. We probably made about 50 some odd ounces of juice, probably a little bit over or around 5 cups of juice. Super simple, super easy. All the different ingredients you saw, the way I like to enjoy it is with a glass straw. We'll go ahead and stir this guy up. It's nice and refreshing. Almost kind of tastes like a lemonade to me, because we got like 1 whole lemon, which is a lot of lemon, 6 apples for some sweetness, The celery adds a neutral flavor with the electrolytes. The carrots add their beta carotene. And of course, we got the nice, rich, deep collard greens, rich in nutrients. I want to encourage you guys always to juice some leafy greens when you make your juices. And yeah, this is one juice. Very simple, fast and easy. Excellent way to lose weight, to get healthier, to have more energy that you can start today. If you're interested in purchasing the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, I have a special discount code weight loss for $20 off the purchase of the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer. That's only good at discountjuicers.com. Be sure to go ahead and click that link below. Once again, the discount code is weight loss with no spaces for $20 off your purchase of the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer so that you can start losing weight, feeling better, getting healthier, having more energy in 2015 and beyond. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Once again, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com, and be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotion offers for our YouTube visitors. Alright, this is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and what we're going to do today is Battle of the Juicers. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to compare the Breville Juice Fountain Elite to the Kuvings